Hello and welcome to another video. Now tonight I've got three films that I'd like to attempt to review for yous, and the first one is this, which is Dream Lover. It's I guess you would describe it as a erotic thriller. I think that's what you describe it as. It does have some of that in it, but it's not all the way through, so maybe it's not technically an erotic thriller, but a thriller with a bit of nudity in it. The film stars James Spader and Mädchen Amick, and it's basically about this guy who meets a woman, Mädchen Amick, that's her here, and he falls head over heels in love with her. And I'm not going to give too much away about the film because I don't want to ruin it for you if you decide to watch it. But he meets her and starts a relationship with her, and eventually they get married, and then slowly but surely things start to go wrong when James Spader starts to get all sorts of suspicions about his new wife and her past and our identity as well. And he starts doing some investigating into our past and stuff, and he comes to certain conclusions that she might not be who she says she is, and he also suspects that she's cheating on him as well. But the film is very well photographed, and it has a really good music score by Christopher Young, and Christopher Young has done a lot of films, including The Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2 and Trick or Treat, to name but two that he's done. Those are two of the films that I like the music scores on, as well as the films as well. And this film is well worth getting a hold of. This DVD version of the film, you can't actually get it on Blu-ray, but you can get this on UK DVD, and it's currently going for around £5. Last time I checked anyway, it was. And that's not a bad price, because if you look up the American version of this, it's I think it's over 30 or 40 pounds, might be more. So if you do want to get a hold of this film, I would suggest you getting a hold of a copy as soon as you can, because this is likely to go out of print, so it won't be available new anymore, and the prices will just shoot up sky high. So it's best getting it right now when it's fairly cheap. So here's a look at the back cover. It's got some nice pictures there of the two leading actors in the film. And the film is, I think it's directed by Nicholas Kazan. Don't know if you've heard of him before. I haven't until I watched this. I hadn't really heard of him before. And this film was made, I think it was made in 1994, possibly 95, I think, somewhere around that time. Anyway, I'm just using my memory for that. But that's Dream Lover, and it's on the MGM label, and that's available. You can get this from Amazon.co.uk or eBay if you're interested in picking up a copy. But like I say, it's going to become quite rare, so it's best off getting hold of this as soon as you can while it's cheap. So that's Dream Lover. Next we have, and I forgot to mention, these films that I'm reviewing here are all very, very underrated films, and they're not really that well known. So the next one here I've got for you is Lucky Numbers, and this is the Region 1 American release of the film. It's not actually out on DVD in the UK. I don't know why that is. There's a lot of films not released in the UK that are released in America, and this is one of them. And this film stars John Travolta and Lisa Kudrow, and it also has a supporting role by film director Michael Moore, and he plays a good part in the film. I think he plays her brother. and John Travolta works for a TV station, and he decides to rig the lottery. And he does this by filling some of the balls with paint, because he gets into some financial difficulties, I think. And basically, he he gets into all sorts of like problems when he does this, because things start to go wrong here and there with the plan, and it doesn't quite go as well as he thought it would. You know what I mean? So anyway, the film's got really good performances. It's got some good funny moments as well. There's a lot of good laughs in the film, especially from Lisa Kudrow and John Travolta as well, and Michael Moore. The film features a song, one of the songs by Kiss on the soundtrack as well. I've got the soundtrack for this film. It's got a lot of good songs on it. The music score itself isn't particularly memorable, but it's more memorable for the songs that they've used in the film. So I would highly recommend this film. It's very underrated, like I said. Not a lot of people have heard of this John Travolta movie, but it should be more well known, in my opinion, I think, anyway. And you can pick this up fairly cheap on Region 1, possibly for around probably around £3 something on Amazon UK. And if you live in America, obviously it'll be on Amazon.com as well, probably quite cheap. And I've always liked this cover photo. I actually use it on my Facebook page as well, on the cover photo for Facebook. It's a nice picture, and there's another version of this film with the same picture, but the sunglasses are different, and they've got like mirrored sunglasses on the other picture. I don't know if these sunglasses are mirrored. I think they are slightly, but on the other picture they look much more mirrored. It's just interesting to see a slightly different variation on the cover picture. So that's Lucky Numbers, and I believe this was directed by Nora Ephron, who sadly passed away a few years ago, and she's most famous for directing Sleepless in Seattle and You've Got Mail, two of the films that she did. She's well known for doing romantic comedy stuff and what have you, and I think she writes some of her films as well, as she did. But this is a really good film, in my opinion. It's really enjoyable. It's one you can watch over and over without getting sick of it, in my opinion. So that's Lucky Numbers, starring John Travolta and Lisa Kudrow and Michael Moore. So if you like Michael Moore as a film director, it's worth checking that film out, just to see what he's like as an actor as well. Right, the next one is this one, which is called 3, and it stars Kelly Brook and Billy Zane. I think these two are having a relationship around the time this film was made, or maybe they started having one after shooting the film at some point, I'm not sure. But anyway, this film's about, well, like it says on the cover, 3 people who get shipwrecked on a desert island when their ship, their boat, bursts into flames through an accident they have on board. There's some stuff in the plot involving voodoo. I'm not sure how you say it, but anyway, you know what I mean. And that bit gets a bit complicated. I forget now. See, I haven't watched this recently, but anyway, there is some nudity in the film involving Kelly Brook. So if you like Kelly Brook, you do see quite a bit of her in this film. The film basically is about Billy Zane getting increasingly more jealous of his girlfriend hanging around with this other guy the other guy on who was on the island with them, and things lead from bad to worse basically, and he starts acting more bizarre and out of character. Well, I don't know if it's out of character, but he gets really quite how shall I put it? He gets quite hyped up about the whole situation, and it's troubling him quite a bit. That his girlfriend might be getting up to you know what with the other guy, because they're hanging around a lot, and they do fall out in the film over it. And it's an interesting film to watch. Like, it keeps your attention throughout, and there's some good performances, especially from Billy Zane. He's always good to watch in movies. And it's got a nice cover photograph on the DVD as well. It's a pity you can't get this film on Blu-ray, because it could have done with a better quality transfer. The transfer is okay, but I watched it on my projector on the big screen, and you could see some like artifacts in the film and stuff, because it's only a single layer disc. It's not a dual layer DVD, and it suffers because of that. It's a pity though, but hopefully one day it will come out on Blu-ray. I also hope that Lucky Numbers and Dream Lover also turn up on Blu-ray at some point, whether it's in this country or somewhere else, probably America, no doubt, if they do ever come out. But I don't know what it is with these film companies. Certain films you just wait forever for a Blu-ray version turning up, but some of them just never come out, you know. And then they release all these lower budget films that nobody's heard of. There are, a lot of like rubbishy titles on Blu-ray all the time, and you're waiting for some of your favorites coming out, on Blu-ray, and they just don't come out. It's crazy, But that's 3 highly recommended by me. I highly recommend it. All these 3 films that I've just been talking about. And I must apologise once again that I'm not the best reviewer in the world, as you can probably tell. So I try my best though. But I'd just like to thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to subscribe if you want to, if you like my videos. And if you like this video, please can you give us a thumbs up. But obviously if you didn't like it, can you please give us a thumbs down. So thank you very much for watching the video, and I shall catch you next time. So bye for now.